when it comes to identifying risks and threats of specific pieces of information being divulged, or applications being accessed, or whatever they define? How can they prioritize those things?
Yeah, and I usually find there's two buckets that teams typically start out with. One is, what are all the legal requirements and compliance that I just have to do? These are the minimum baseline. And then the second thing is, what are all the things that are the highest likelihood to impact my company in a negative way? And two ways you can typically do this. One is you can just look at last year. What happened if we were to quantify all the big things that hurt us last year? High likelihood of those replaying again this year. And then the second thing is, what are, let's say, some current studies? So maybe you go to the Verizon Data Breach Report and you start to say, well, what are all the biggest attacks here? Or maybe you're looking at, CISA's known exploitable vulnerabilities, and you're starting to see, well, how are the bad actors starting to pivot their tactics and maybe focus a little bit more on these new vulnerabilities or these other things that maybe we haven't focused enough on. So looking at latest, greatest attack trends, as well as what happened to you last year, you take those two things to kind of build your high likelihood of material threats, and then you overlay that across the matrix.